Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Twist of Fate. Ranbir saves Prachi from getting burnt and Rhea gets angry with Aliyah because their plan failed again. And they called Aliyah out to come and explain to everyone where she got the clothes that Prachi put on that exploded. Please keep watching. Pallavi exposed Aliyah that she was the one that asked her to give Prachi the dress that exploded. Ranbir asked Aliyah how she got the dress. Rhea quickly fainted to save Aliyah from being exposed, and everyone rushed to Rhea. Aryan and Aliyah brings Rhea to the room while Siddharth is standing there. Aryan is about to call the doctor, but Aliyah stops him and says, "Don't call the doctor. You have already stressed me. First, you took my car and now this." Aryan says, "I thought you would scold me for the phone," and he asks why she is overreacting when she should focus and take care of Rhea. Aliyah shouted, asking Aryan to go. She makes him leave. Siddharth says, "I want to meet Meika." Aliyah asks Siddharth to leave. She closes the door. Rhea gets up. Aliyah thanks Rhea for saving her. Rhea says, "I got this idea because I am pregnant in everyone's eyes, so they would think that I fainted because of my pregnancy." Aliyah tells Rhea that but there is still question in everyone's mind about where that dupatta came from. Rhea says we will tell everyone that the crackers might have got stuck with Prachi's dupatta. Pallavi comes there and sees Rhea standing and she was shocked. Aliyah says just now Rhea regained consciousness. Rhea says she was drowsy and she fell unconscious. Maybe her baby got scared. She says sorry. Pallavi tells Rhea that this is your first baby and says her focus was on Prachi all the time, but now she will take care of Rhea. Pallavi asks Rhea to come with her. Aliyah thinks of what to say. Prachi comes behind Ranbir and says, "I want to talk to you." Ranbir says, "I don't want to talk to you," and he asks her to go. Prachi says, "When I don't stop you from following me and talking to me, then you cannot stop me." Ranbir asks Prachi not to talk to him like this. He asks, "What do you want to do?" Prachi says she wants to say something, what she feels for Ranbir and them. Ranbir says it is later and he is about to go, but Prachi holds Ranbir's hand and keeps her hand on his shoulder. Ranbir asks, "What is it?" Prachi says it is the way to say thanks. Ranbir asks Prachi that why are you doing this? Prachi says thank you. Ranbir says you are welcome, and he asks why are you doing this? Prachi asks what is it? Ranbir says don't talk to me like this. Prachi asks why? Ranbir says you are not in my destiny, but I can take care of you, and says to take care of you, I have to fight with destiny and you. Prachi smiles. Ranbir asks if Prachi is smiling. Prachi says you might get angry if I say yes. She says you are getting angry already. Prachi laughs and says you look cute. Ranbir says the police is about to come and you are saying that I am cute. Ranbir tells Prachi that I ask you to take care of yourself. He asks why was she dancing near the crackers. Pallavi comes outside with Rhea and says Rhea is fine. She asks everyone not to worry and says that Rhea is fine. Vikram tells Pallavi that they were talking about something else and they are not talking about Rhea. Grandma says Aryan said that Aliyah is reacting differently. Vikram says maybe Aliyah reacted because the incident happened with Prachi. Aryan says my mommy, that is Aliyah, is scolding me unnecessarily and there is a difference in her behavior. Rhea asks how can you talk about my aunt behind her back? Aryan says I am talking about my mom, so let me see her. Rhea tells Aryan that my aunt had thrown you out and she asked you not to come inside because I was unconscious. Siddharth asks Rhea that how do you know because you were unconscious. Rhea says my aunt told me and she was scared about my baby and she took out her anger on Aryan. Ranbir comes to Aliyah while Prachi asks him to listen to her. Ranbir asks Aliyah that from where did she got the dupatta. Aliyah says Prachi did not wear the dupatta that is brought by me. She shows another dupatta and says that the dupatta that I bought is this one. She says I don't know from where Prachi's dupatta came and I don't know who wants to take revenge from Prachi. She smiles and looks at Rhea. A flashback is shown. Aliyah thinks of what to say when they ask her about the dress that exploded. She runs her mind to think. She sees a dupatta in her wardrobe and she takes it out. She thinks that the color is the same, so nobody will see it carefully and she will save herself with that, and the flashback ends. Ranbir calls the police and asks them to come fast. He says the police are coming. The constable says the valley is blackened by them. The lady constable tells her about the importance of the valley. The lady inspector comes there and says this is a big house. Let's go inside and see the circus. Ranbir waits for the police to come. Aliyah thinks of what to do and how to alert the tailor. Grandma asks what happened. It seems that Aliyah is worried. Pallavi sees Rhea tensed and asks her to relax. She says we would answer the police. Ranbir asks Rhea to go and relax and says you are pregnant, so you should rest. He then asks Pallavi, why didn't you ask Prachi to rest? Because she is also pregnant. Prachi says Ranbir. Ranbir asks Prachi not to say anything. Prachi says Dad. Ranbir asks Prachi not to mention his dad's name. Rhea says Ranbir cares for everyone and including me. She asks him to behave well with Prachi and says that Ranbir has taken care of me nicely. He held me, he take good care of me and he gave me medicine. Shahana asks Rhea that what do you mean that Ranbir behaved the same with everyone? Rhea says yes. Shahana and Rhea begins to argue. Ranbir asks them to stop it. The lady inspector called Yamini Singh comes there with a lady constable and a constable. She says someone called us from here and she asks them to cooperate. The inspector asks everyone that who has called me, who is Ranbir? Ranbir introduced himself and his family. He says that he has called the police because Prachi's dupatta caught fire. Yamini Singh says such incident happened during the valley. Ranbir says it was not normal. I want to know who has done this. Inspector Yamini Singh says that what happened to Prachi was an attempt to murder. She asks about the guest. Ranbir says the guest has gone. Aryan says they can give the list. Yamini asks Aryan not to tell her how to investigate. The inspector says that she will question the family members privately. Aliyah asks why private. Yamini Singh says I want to find out who ate whom and who is the enemy and says that the family is dangerous than the outsiders. She says first she would ask with Grandma and Vikram. Inspector Yamini Singh, Vikram, Grandma and the lady constable are in the room. Grandma says she is not asking us anything. Then why did she call us here? The lady constable says Yamini only calls the people whom she doesn't doubt for a private talk. Vikram asks the inspector why she called him and Grandma to a private room. The lady constable says for their duty. Yamini asks Vikram and Grandma to tell her if they saw something strange happening, but Vikram and Grandma refuse to tell the inspector what is going on in the house. Yamini asks Vikram and Grandma if Prachi is their favorite. Grandma says I might lie, so you should ask Prachi herself. Yamini says so you love Prachi a lot. Grandma says she loves Prachi and Prachi is near her heart. Vikram says that he has accepted Prachi as his daughter-in-law and he has hugged her. He says he doesn't love Prachi more than his son, but he doesn't love Prachi less than him. Yamini says where Prachi is loved so much, then she is getting attacked as well. She asks them not to say anything to anyone, else they will get ready with the questions and she would have problem identifying the culprit. The inspector says that she wants to look into their eyes and identify the guilty ones. She asks them to go and send Siddharth. The lady constable asks Yamini whom she doubts. Yamini says first she will meet with everyone and then she will confirm her doubt. Ranbir tells Prachi that whatever is happening in this house is for you. Prachi asks Ranbir if it was right to throw the phone, shout and accuse people. Ranbir says I behaved rudely outside and I shouldn't have done that. He says you are very irresponsible and you don't take care of yourself. Prachi asks Ranbir that what can she do about the things that is not in her control. Ranbir says he is not asking Prachi to say sorry, but instead he is saying sorry to Prachi. He asks, should I write it and give it to you, that you are careless and irresponsible with my sign? Prachi asks if Ranbir is saying that she is mad. Prachi is about to go. Ranbir asks Prachi not to fall down and says it is his mistake to say sorry. Prachi says Ranbir doesn't know how to say sorry before. Aryan calls someone. Shahana asks what happened. Aryan says nothing. Shahana says you are worried about the phone call. Aryan says it is about Millie. Aryan tells Shahana that he doesn't want to tell Shahana about Millie before because she will judge him. Shahana asks Aryan to say it and says she will not judge him. Aryan says he will not tell her now, he will tell her later. Yamini Singh asks Siddharth why he is tensed. She did not ask anything till now. Siddharth says I didn't hurt Prachi. I respect and care for her a lot. The constable asks Siddharth if he is saying the truth. Yamini asks if anyone dislikes Prachi in the house. Siddharth says yes. Yamini asks if anyone in the family have fight with each other. Siddharth recalls Aliyah's threat and says they are sisters and they argue sometimes, but they don't fight and they love each other. Yamini asks Siddharth to go and send Ria and Aliyah to her. Siddharth goes. Yamini says Siddharth is hiding something from us. Aryan comes there and asks if Siddharth haven't come till now. Pallavi asks, why are you taking tension? It is just a routine question. Aryan says he is not taking any tension. Shahana thinks that Aryan is in tension. Grandma asks what happened. Shahana says there is a question on everyone's marks of what the inspector is asking everyone inside. Vikram says the inspector only wants to see if our answers are different. Aryan asks Vikram what the inspector asks him. Vikram says the inspector asks if we like Prachi and to what extent. She wanted to know who is close to Prachi and who is not. Ria asks what the inspector asks again. Grandma says the inspector asks us not to share anything. Vikram says yes. Siddharth comes out. Grandma says what happened? Shahana says what do they ask? Siddharth says she asks if we. Grandma stops Siddharth from sharing his questions. Siddharth says yes, she strictly refused to let us share anything and she is calling Ria and Aliyah. Grandma asks Ria and Aliyah to go. The lady constable asks that who wanted to kill Prachi. The inspector says the person will be the wolf in the lamb skin. Aliyah and Ria comes there. Yamini asks them to come. Ria asks if you have made the list of questions for us. Yamini says she would ask them questions related to the attack on Prachi. The inspector asks Aliyah and Ria not to tell anyone about their questions. Ria says yes, we know, so that nobody will get clue about the questions and they will not prepare for the answer. Yamini says Grandma must have told you what we ask. Ria coughs. Aliyah tells the inspector that we are ready to answer all your questions. Yamini says you don't have a choice and she asks that who loves Prachi a lot. Ria says I am Prachi's real sister and I love her a lot. Aliyah says we all love each other as a family. Yamini asks Aliyah that how is your relationship with Prachi? Aliyah says when Prachi was small, I fed her with food with my hand. Then her mother took her away from home. She says Prachi returned home when she was grown and my love for her rekindled. Aliyah says Prachi feels that she doesn't love her and Ria is her favorite, but it is not like that. Yamini tells Aliyah that she understands and one day Prachi would understand as well. She asks about Prachi's birth date and then she says they are twins, so they must be having the same birth date. Aliyah and Ria leaves. Yamini says her doubt is confirmed. Aliyah comes out and tells everyone that Yamini asks that how is their relationship with Prachi. Grandma says Yamini asks us different questions. Aliyah blames Prachi for the happenings and asks her to behave well with everyone so that nobody becomes her enemy and that she can make less enemies. Grandma says there are many enemies of good people and says Prachi's enemies are angry because Prachi is so good. Shahana says Grandma said right. Vikram asks them to be quiet. Pallavi says they haven't been quiet. Siddharth says you are not understanding. Pallavi asks Siddharth to shut up and she asks him not to forget that she is sorting out his life issues and she asks him not to dare to talk in the middle of her talk. Yamini comes there and says first, I will solve the matter for what I have come. She says she has questioned everyone. Ria tells the inspector that you did not ask Prachi any question. Yamini says but you said that you love Prachi. Ria says yes, Prachi is my real sister. Yamini says I did not ask Prachi and Ranbir any question because they are not in my doubt. The inspector asks the lady constable to take Aliyah's phone. Aliyah gives her the phone. Yamini asks for the password. Aliyah says the password is password. Yamini checks the messages on Aliyah's phone and says that Aliyah messaged the tailor to ask if the work is done. So what work? Aliyah tells the inspector that the dupattas were made by the tailor. Yamini asks Aliyah to call the tailor. Aliyah says the tailor might be sleeping by now. Yamini calls the tailor and asks him to reach the Kohli's house fast. The inspector ends the call and asks them to give her tea. The inspector says that they should not bring sweet because she had had so much already during the valley and she wanted some salty snacks. Grandma says she would ask Priya to make the sweet and as Grandma moves, she steps on a nylon. Shahana takes the nylon and says that she will throw it outside and Shahana leaves. Aliyah sits down in fear, thinking that if the tailor comes, then she will be exposed. Of course, you will be exposed. Alright guys, thank you so much guys for watching. If you want to see what happened next, then you have to wait for the next update. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next update. Thank you.